Hello, and before I begin, I just wanted to put at the front of my video this time, if you're following me, the best way to get the most up-to-date episode is to subscribe and then click the bell icon. The bell icon will send you an email every time I post so that you won't miss an episode. And I obviously love that because that means that hopefully what I'm sharing is valuable to you or maybe to your loved ones. So, as you saw from the title of this video, it's called Am I Gonna Die? And no, you're not gonna cry if you watch this video, but the short answer to that is yes. I mean, of course I'm going to die. It's just a matter of when, right? We're all gonna die. And today I was inspired to do this video because there's a perspective that I've shared just in passing with people that makes people go, you know what, that's a really good way to look at things, and that's a good perspective. And I wanted to share that with you. And this perspective might be great, not just if you're facing something like cancer, but any kind of setback, any kind of thing that you're hoping you could achieve in your life. Mine would be living longer. But other things that I have experienced in my life too, other kind of, seemingly setbacks or disappointments or whatever you want to call them. I usually call them challenges or disappointments. And the thing that has helped me the most through this cancer process is the fact that I know I'm going to die someday, and I don't know when that is, and I don't know how that is, and that's all of us. None of us know this. And it's not just because I have cancer. This was true before I had cancer. We never know how or when we're going to die. And another thing that is scary, I think, for most of us with death is the unknown after death, right? I mean, some of us have faith in something beyond death. Some of us don't. And that can be scary either way. But the thing that I think is scary is it's probably going to be painful. I think most of the time when we go, unless you go like this, or if you go during a surgery, if you're under anesthesia during a surgery, I can vouch for that. You don't feel anything, and you don't know what's going on. So I think from my own experience, that would probably be the best way to go, would be during a surgery, because it would be not painful, and you wouldn't feel it, and you wouldn't know what was going on. So there's that way. My grandmother passed in her sleep. I have no idea if she felt pain, if it woke her up. No one was there when she passed. So they claim she passed in her sleep. I have no idea what that was like for her. But otherwise, a lot of us are going through pain. There's morphine drips that help mitigate some of that pain when we're passing. And then some of us die very suddenly. Some of us die in all sorts of ways. But a lot of times it is painful. And that is scary. So, am I going to die? Yes. Do I know how or when? No, I don't. And nobody does. And knowing that actually gave me a lot of freedom and a lot of peace. Because for me, the most upsetting thing about treating cancer or having cancer was how I was going to treat it. I didn't know what I was going to do, and I was like, wow, I have all these options, and how do you know what's right? How do you know that you picked the right choice? You don't. You go with your gut feeling, and that's it. And then the rest is not up to you. I mean, you follow your plan, you follow your protocol. The only thing I have to do or get to do is listen to my doctors and take my treatments and go about my life. And whether it works or not, it's not really up to me. There's nothing I can do about that. And that's not something I choose to worry about, because all it's going to do is stress me out. And worrying about whether I'm going to die, worrying about something I can't control, it's just going to cause me stress when my body needs to be resting to heal. So, as I mentioned before in another video, there's pain and resistance. If I'm resisting death in a way that's causing me anxiety, right? Like, you could say I'm resisting death by going through chemotherapy and by choosing a treatment choice. Yes, I am resisting death in that way, but really I'm prolonging my life. That's how I look at it. I'm prolonging my life, because if I had done nothing, that cancer would have taken me over by now. It was so fast. I would be gone. If I didn't find it and get it treated with surgery right away, it would have taken me over. And we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. So I am pushing off death by treating my cancer. But I am not clinging to my life. I'm doing my protocol. It may or may not work. I believe that it's going to work, but I don't know that. Nobody does. We never know when we're going to go, and that brings me peace. It's not something I have to worry about. It's not something that I have to control or, cling to. I just treat it, go to my appointments, stay on top of things, but not clinging and not with anxiety. I just live my life. I've said this before. It's like having a cold or a flu. You're going to treat it. You're going to boost your body. You're going to try to give yourself more nutrients and be healthy and relaxed and rest. And then eventually that cold or flu will go away. And that's kind of how I'm treating the cancer. I'm doing my treatment, doing what I believe is the right thing to do, and I don't know that. It's just my gut feeling. There's no way for me to know. So, yeah, I am going to die, and I don't know when, but I was always going to die, and I didn't know when. There's nothing new here. It's just that I got cancer, and thankfully I caught it. That gave me a lot of peace. The people that I've shared that with, they thought that was a really good perspective, because it's not something I can control. I do not have the power to stay here just because I will it and I want it. I want to. I don't have that power. None of us do. So I don't have to worry about it. I can relax. I can let that thought go. The thought of fighting, the thought of scrambling or clinging or whatever it is, I can let that go. And this is the same for any kind of setback or disappointment. Challenges are going to meet you in your life, and the only thing that you can control is how you respond to it. What am I going to do to make this situation better for myself? Is it great that I have cancer? No, of course I don't want it. It's not a positive thing to have most of the time. And having that happen to you is very jolting. It's very eye-opening experience. I have control over how I allow my body to feel, how I allow my mind to operate, and how I look at my challenges, and putting this body in the best place possible for healing. And we're not healing if we were in that stressed out state of clinging to things and emotional despair. And it's harder for some people to get to that place than it is for others. Some people do it better than I do. But that's where I'm at. I can't control it, and that's okay. I never could. It's nothing new. And that brings me a lot of peace. And I hope it brings you peace with whatever challenge that you have going on, or whatever curveball life has thrown at you, whether it's something like cancer or anything. I have had so many curveballs this year. 2 health things, 2 financial things, 2 jobs. I mean, I can count on both hands like how many things have happened just in 2021 alone. And I constantly was like, I can't do anything about that, but I can control how I respond to it. What am I going to do to set myself up for success? Now that this has happened, can't go backwards. I got this moment right here. and I have the next day. And if I get through that day, I have the one after that. Very small increments. That's what my mind can handle. That's what your mind can handle. Very small steps that accumulate over time. And that's it. I can't control it. I just can control how I feel, how I let my mind go. And that's what I would say to you for any challenge. I hope this helped you. The title may have been scary, but I hope that you feel inspired. I hope that this brought you peace, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Take care.